broke into countless imperfect fragments what was already there. The cycles of birth and death have perpetuated that disintegrating force of creation. Samsara, the transmigration of the soul from one life to another, perpetuated the separateness of the individual. As the distinctions of caste survived, each generation paid the price of the misdeeds of earlier lives. The indifference of Confucius. In some parts of the world, even the most profound thinking people have not been worried by the mystery of creation. Everyday concerns have consumed their thought and focused their philosophy. They pay little attention to the puzzles of origin and destiny, nor have they been troubled by the possibility of other worlds before or after this one. Are they the worse for it? Their indifference to the mysteries of creation has saved their energy for the work of this world. But it has been a symptom, too, of a suspicion of change, a reluctance to imagine the new. When asked, "What about death?" Confucius retorted, "We don't know yet about life. How can we know about death?" Is it any wonder that the Chinese have left us a thin stock of creation myths? Among the great creators, the great spokesmen of ethical ideals, none is more miraculous than Confucius himself. He claimed no divine source for his teachings, nor any inspiration not open to everyone. Unlike Moses, the Buddha, Jesus, or Muhammad, he proclaimed no commandments. Confucius was never crucified, never martyred. He left little mark on the life of his time and aroused few disciples in his day. Born into the impoverished nobility, Confucius was left an orphan at an early age. Educated only in the traditional aristocratic pursuits of archery and music, he began in a low clerical position, overseeing the pasture of oxen and sheep. As he slowly climbed in the public service of his native state of Lu, he acquired a reputation for learning. By the time he was 53, in 498 BC, Confucius left for greener fields. Trying his powers of persuasion for the next dozen years, he wandered from state to state. But he was no politician, and everywhere he failed. To every prince, Confucius preached his cliché sermon: govern for the benefit of the people, reduce taxes, recruit superior men of any origin. While Confucius failed as a politician, as a teacher, he was a spectacular success. His simple, open-ended maxims speak to us today. He offered a way of learning. His Socratic method never ended in dogmatic conclusions. Truth was always to be pursued, but never possessed. Study as if you were following someone you could not overtake and were afraid of losing. Confucius never pretended to have a divine message of which he was the chosen vehicle. People's problems could be solved not by supernatural forces, but only by their own and their ancestors' experience. And heaven was Confucius's name for the natural cosmic order that matched the ethical sense in every man. He would not appeal to any ruling being up there. In Confucius's world, each man had to find the way for himself. The teachings of Confucius have come down to us through his analects, or conversations, in 20 chapters and 497 verses, a miscellany of aphorisms, maxims, and episodes. As the centuries passed, the fragmentary teachings of Confucius were petrified into Confucianism. Under the Han Empire, the teachings of the master were shaped into an ideology and became state dogma. But the Confucian emphasis on the family, morals, and the role of the good ruler did not satisfy the popular need for explanation of man and his place in the universe. Another school grew out of the effort to account for the mystery of the world, the spontaneity of man, and the wondrous variety of nature. This came to be known as Taoism, after Tao, or the Way, drawing on folk currents and building on the writings of a mysterious master, Lao Tzu, an antidote and a complement to the rigid moralism of the later Confucians and their state religion. Taoism became both an elevated philosophy and a popular religion. While the Taoists were interested in man's relation to the cosmos and to nature, their subtle philosophy had no place for a creator. With their belief in oneness and non-being, the Taoists' poetic imagination was more interested in the unity of experience than in any conceivable power of a creator to make the new.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.